A waitress pours a cup of coffee. Her hands are steady, but her eyes miss nothing. Across the lobby, a sheikh, a billionaire worth more than most small countries, is finalizing a deal. But he isn't speaking English. He isn't speaking Arabic. He's speaking in code. He's testing his own team, and his right-hand man is failing. In 30 seconds, a secret command will be given that will drain his entire fortune. The sheikh has no idea he's about to be betrayed. But the waitress not only understands the code, she knows the countersign. And she is the only person in the world who can save him. The Hotel du Lac in Geneva was not a place for ordinary people. It was a monument of polished marble and old money, a silent fortress where platinum credit cards and hushed billion-dollar deals were the native language. The air smelled of orchids and a faint ozone crispness from the advanced security systems. Anna knew this world, but only as a ghost. To the clientele, she was just Anna, the discreet waitress in the lobby lounge. She was the one who remembered that the French industrialist took his espresso with a single twist of lemon, no sugar, and that the Russian diplomat's wife preferred her tea at precisely 84 degrees Celsius. She was efficient, quiet, and invisible, which was exactly how she wanted it. Her uniform, a crisp black dress, a starched white apron, was a costume. The real Anna, the one buried beneath 3 years of practiced servitude, was a woman who could spot a plainclothes security detail in 3 seconds, identify 5 different models of encrypted satellite phones by their antenna housing, and knew, intimately, the precise financial code used by GCHQ's long-disbanded Section 7. The Anna who served $300 glasses of champagne was a fiction. The Anna who had once tracked Dmitry Sokolov's offshore accounts across 3 continents was the truth. A truth that had gotten her entire team killed and sent her running, disappearing into the one place a high-value target would never be sought: the service industry. On this Tuesday, the rain was lashing against the panoramic windows overlooking the lake. The lounge was quiet, save for the soft clink of baccarat crystal. Then, the doors hissed open, and the atmosphere in the room shifted. Sheikh Khalid Al-Fahim entered. He wasn't just wealthy, he was a power. He controlled a sovereign wealth fund that could make Wall Street tremble. He was tall, with a presence that seemed to suck the air from the room. He wore a bespoke Savile Row suit, the dark charcoal wool moving with him like a second skin. He was flanked by 2 men. One was Gregor, his head of security. A mountain of Eastern European muscle poured into a suit, with an earpiece that was purely for show. Anna knew his type. The real comms were subdermal, behind the ear. The other man was Marcus Thorne. Marcus was the opposite, smooth, handsome, with an Ivy League smile and eyes that moved too quickly. He was the Sheikh's financial advisor, his most trusted man. Anna felt the familiar, cold tingle of analysis click into place in her mind. It was a reflex she couldn't stop. Subject, Al-Fahim. Posture, tense. Shoulders rigid. Purpose, not leisure. Risk, high. Subject, Thorne. Posture, relaxed. Too relaxed. Smiling, but his pupils are dilated. Purpose, deception. Risk, critical. "The corner table, sir," the maître d' stammered. "It will be fine," Khalid said, his voice a low baritone. Anna was assigned their section. She approached, her head bowed slightly. "Good afternoon, gentlemen. May I offer you something?" "Coffee, black," Khalid said, not looking at her. "The same, and a bottle of San Pellegrino," Marcus added, already opening his tablet. Anna retrieved the items, her movements economical. As she set the cups down, she heard the first fragments of their conversation. "The merger is stable," Marcus said, scrolling. "The board is aligned. We're just waiting for the final regulatory approval from the Zurich exchange." And the governor protocol? Khalid asked. His voice was casual, but Anna caught the micro-expression, a tightening around his left eye. He was testing. The governor is secure, Marcus replied. Fully insulated. The transfer from the Basel account is ready to be initiated on your command. Good. Anna retreated. She busied herself polishing glasses at the service bar, just out of earshot for a normal person, but perfectly within range for someone trained to read lips and filter conversations. She watched them. For 10 minutes, they spoke of mergers, of stock percentages, of trivial market fluctuations. It was all a script, a performance. Then Khalid leaned forward. He picked up his small espresso spoon and tapped it, once, against the rim of the cup. It was a signal. Change channels. Go secure. Marcus nodded, his smile fixed, and the real conversation began. Anna kept polishing. A high-value target like Al-Fahim wouldn't be in a public lounge unless he felt it was safer than a private room. Security through obscurity. He was worried about his own inner circle, worried about electronic surveillance. In the open, he was just another businessman, but he wasn't. And Anna knew it. Khalid picked up his cup and spoke, his voice still casual, but the words that came out were nonsense to anyone else. The Patek Philippe auction at Sotheby's, Khalid said. I'm concerned about lot 245. The Perpetual. Marcus steepled his fingers. The Perpetual is a fine piece, but the governor is the one that matters. We believe the mainspring on the governor is showing metal fatigue. Anna's hand stopped moving. She felt a jolt, as if she'd touched a live wire. She didn't look up. She kept her eyes on the glass in her hand, but her entire consciousness was now focused on that table. It was code, not just any code. It was a layered contingency speech, a con speech system, designed to sound like a normal conversation. Patek Philippe, Sotheby's, code for Zurich Exchange, high-value assets, lot 245, Perpetual, code for the Perpetual Fund, a private off-ledger sovereign fund. Governor, code for the governor algorithm, the encryption key that protects the entire fund. Mainspring, metal fatigue, code for core security, vulnerability. The Sheikh was telling his advisor, in plain sight, that he believed his primary encryption, the key to his entire fortune, was compromised. Anna's heart began a slow, heavy drumbeat against her ribs. This was a world she had buried. This was not her business. She was a waitress. She polished glasses. Marcus nodded, his face a mask of calm concern. The fatigue is a risk, I agree. But our diagnostics show it's stable. We should proceed with the Basel shipment as planned. Basel shipment, the prearranged transfer, a massive one, likely. Khalid stared into his empty cup. He looked disappointed. He was setting a trap. This was a test, and Marcus was walking right into it. Very well, Khalid said. He placed the cup down. If the mainspring is compromised, we can't risk the governor itself. Authorize the Basel shipment. We will move the asset. He then looked directly at Marcus. This was the moment. Confirm authorization, Khalid said, his voice flat. Protocol Red 12. Anna went cold. Her breath hitched. The glass in her hand felt suddenly slick. She almost dropped it. No. Red 12. It wasn't a banking code. It wasn't a corporate protocol. Red 12 was an old NATO distress signal, a deep state SIGINT, Signals Intelligence Code. It had only one meaning. It was a protest code, to be used only when you were compromised and acting under duress. Red 12 meant, I am compromised. I am a traitor. The enemy is listening. Ignore my orders. It was a test, a brilliant, simple test. If Marcus was loyal, he would stop. He would ask, Sir, that protocol is incorrect, or, I don't recognize that authorization. He would challenge it. Anna watched, her blood like ice water. Marcus Thorne smiled. He tapped his tablet. Confirmed, sir, he said, his voice smooth as silk. Authorizing Basel shipment. Protocol, Red 12. The Sheikh's face did not change, but Anna saw it, the flicker of betrayal in his eyes, the almost imperceptible tightening of his jaw. Marcus had just confirmed he was a traitor. He had just told his boss that he was compromised, and he didn't even know it. And he had just authorized the Basel shipment. But if Red 12 was the code, the shipment wasn't a transfer. It was a liquidation. The funds weren't being moved. They were being stolen. Marcus stood up. If you'll excuse me, Sheikh, I will make the final confirmation from a secure line. It will take 5 minutes. Go, Khalid said. Marcus walked away, heading toward the lobby. Anna watched him go. She looked at the Sheikh. He was alone. He had just lost. He knew his man was a traitor, but he had let him go. He thought he was just authorizing a transfer, but he had used a code he didn't fully understand. He had confirmed the wrong thing. He was trying to test for a leak, but he had just authorized a deluge. Anna had 5 minutes. She was a waitress. She was a ghost. Not my business. Not my problem. She thought of Damascus, of the red light on the console, of the flat line, of the smell of burning servers. Damn it. She put the glass down. She picked up the silver water pitcher. Her hand was perfectly steady. Anna's mind was a flurry of calculations. Marcus was a traitor. The Basel shipment was the theft. Red 12 was the trigger. But Khalid had used the trigger, believing it was a test. He didn't realize it was the actual authorization code for the theft protocol. Marcus wasn't just a mole. He was a pawn following a script. He was headed to a secure line to make the final voice print authorization. Once that was done, the governor algorithm would be bypassed, and the perpetual fund, hundreds of billions of dollars, would hemorrhage into untraceable accounts. Anna moved. She walked from the bar to the Sheikh's table, the water pitcher in her hand. Her walk was the same. Her expression was the same. Neutral, subservient, invisible. She could see 2 men in dark suits who had been sitting separately by the entrance stand up. They weren't the Sheikh's security. They were new. They watched Marcus walk toward the lifts, and they began to follow him, flanking him. They were his handlers. They were here to ensure the transfer went through. This was it. She reached Khalid's table. He was staring out the window, his face a mask of cold fury, likely texting Gregor to detain Marcus. But it was too late. Marcus was with his handlers. "Sir," Anna said, her voice just above a whisper. Khalid didn't look at her. He waved a hand, dismissing her. "Not now." "Sir," she said again, a fraction of an inch of steel entering her tone. He turned, annoyed. His eyes were dark and stormy. "What is it?" Anna leaned in, as if to pour the water. Her voice was so low, it was just a breath of air meant for him alone. The escapement is jammed, but the palate is intact. It was another watch metaphor, a non-standard one. Translation: the exit is blocked, but the fail-safe is active. The Sheikh's hand, which had been reaching for his phone, froze. His eyes snapped to hers. The annoyance was gone, replaced by a sudden, sharp, and dangerous focus. He saw her. Not the uniform. Her. She didn't break eye contact. She continued, her voice a rapid, clear whisper. "You should never authorize a Red 12 protocol, sir. That is a duress code. It confirms you are compromised. You just told their system, not yours, that the traitor is active and you approve the transfer." His face went white. The correct countersign for metal fatigue, Anna breathed, is blue alpha. That initiates a system-wide lockdown and a trace on the governor algorithm. You have approximately 3 minutes before the Basel voice print authorization is complete and your fund is liquidated. Khalid Al-Fahim was a man who commanded armies and markets. He did not get flustered. He did not panic. But in that second, Anna saw pure, undiluted shock. He knew Red 12 was a test. He had invented it for his own internal security, basing it on old spy novels. He had no idea it was a real, active protocol. But Blue Alpha. Blue Alpha was not from a spy novel. It was the GCHQ Section 7 lockdown code. It was classified. It was buried. It was a ghost. "Who?" he started. "You're being watched." Anna cut him off, her eyes flicking to the 2 handlers, now escorting Marcus into the plush elevator. "Your man, Gregor. Can't stop them. They're professionals. You need to initiate Blue Alpha from your personal terminal, and you need to do it now." She straightened up, placing the water pitcher on the table. "Enjoy your coffee, sir," she said, her voice back to its neutral, waitress monotone. She turned and walked away. She took 3 steps toward the safety of the service station. She felt his eyes burning into her back. "Gregor!" Khalid's voice was a low growl into his phone. "Forget Marcus. Lock down the building. No one leaves. And get me the hotel manager. Now!" He was already moving, striding toward the private lift that led to his penthouse suite, his thumb flying across his phone's screen. Anna didn't look back. She walked straight to the staff changing room. She had just broken her cover. For 3 years she had been a ghost. Now, the ghost had spoken. And in this world, people who knew things like Blue Alpha didn't just get to walk away. She had just saved his fortune. And she realized with a sickening lurch, she had probably just ended her own life. Anna didn't run. Running was suspicious. Running meant you were guilty. She walked at a steady, professional pace through the kitchens. The smells of thyme and roasting duck washed over her, a bizarre contrast to the cold adrenaline flooding her veins. She nodded to the chef, clocked out on the staff terminal, and walked to the changing room. Her hands didn't shake as she unbuttoned the black apron. She was all cold, calm calculation. Sokolov. The name echoed in her head. The code Red 12 being active, the ruthless efficiency of the handlers, the targeting of a massive financial algorithm. It all had the signature of one man, Dmitry Sokolov, the man who had orchestrated the Damascus incident, the man who had sold her team out for a payday, the man she'd been hiding from. He must have sold the Red 12 protocol to this new organization, or worse, he was this new organization. She was changing into her simple jeans and dark coat when the door opened. She didn't flinch. She had expected it. It was Gregor, the Sheikh's mountain of a security man. He filled the doorway, blocking the only exit. His face was granite. "The Sheikh requests a word," he said. It was not a request. "My shift is over," Anna said, her voice quiet. Gregor's expression didn't change. "Now." Anna sighed. She slung her worn backpack over one shoulder. "Lead the way." The silence in the elevator was deafening. It wasn't the guest lift. It was the private service express to the royal penthouse. Gregor stood beside her, his arms crossed. Anna studied his reflection in the polished brass. He was watching her. He wasn't breathing hard. He was a professional. The doors opened directly into the penthouse. The suite was vast, a 2-story expanse of glass overlooking the storm-tossed Lake Geneva. It was furnished in stark, expensive minimalism. Khalid Al-Fahim stood in the center of the room, still in his suit, his back to them. He was on the phone. Yes, lock the account, freeze it entirely, he was saying. I don't care about the Zurich exchange. I want a full diagnostic. And find Marcus. Find out who he was talking to. He hung up and turned. Gregor stepped back, closing the doors, sealing them in. For a full minute, Khalid just looked at her. He studied her the way he would study a balance sheet, looking for the flaw, the hidden number. You cost me $50 million, he said finally. Anna's eyebrows rose. Excuse me? When I initiated Blue Alpha, it triggered an automatic lockdown. The Basel shipment was already in progress. It was a honeypot. $50 million. It was designed to catch the leak. Marcus. The protocol you triggered locked it down before the full transfer, but after the initial seed. He shrugged. An acceptable loss, but the liquidation of the perpetual fund. He gestured to his phone. It was set to trigger in 2 minutes, another 30 seconds, and, well, you were right. So you're welcome, Anna said dryly. Khalid's eyes narrowed. Don't be clever. You have one chance. Who are you? Anna weighed her options. Lie, and he'd know. He had resources. He could find out she wasn't just Anna from the Alps. Tell the truth, and she was exposed. My name is Anna, she said. And I used to work in risk analysis, financial sector. The codes you were using, they were familiar. Khalid smiled. It was not a kind smile. Risk analysis, he repeated. He walked to his desk and tapped a key on his laptop. A holographic display shimmered to life in the air. That's a very polite way of putting it. He tapped another key. An image appeared. It was a photograph, slightly grainy. A woman with shorter hair, wearing a tactical headset, sitting at a console. The GCHQ logo was visible on a screen in the background. It was her. Anna Sterling, Khalid said. Former senior analyst, Section 7, GCHQ, specialized in signals intelligence and high-volume financial tracking. Disappeared 3 years ago. Presumed dead by most. Declared a rogue agent by others. Anna's blood ran cold. He hadn't just found her. He had known. The Damascus incident, Khalid said, his voice soft. Your entire team was liquidated trying to stop a hack on the international exchange. The hacker, a man named Dmitry Sokolov. Anna said nothing. Her mask was gone. The waitress was gone. The analyst was back. Your file is sealed, Khalid continued. Buried so deep, only 3 people in the world could access it. I am one of them. Why? Anna's voice was a rasp. Why am I in your file? Because I was the target in Damascus too, Khalid said. Sokolov was trying to steal my algorithm then, just as he was today. Your team died trying to protect my assets. And you were the only one who survived. The ghost. He turned off the display. The room was plunged back into the grey light of the storm. I knew Marcus was compromised, Khalid said. I knew Sokolov had gotten to him. I'd been feeding Marcus bad data for weeks. The Red 12 code was my invention, a bit of theatrical nonsense to spook him. I had no idea it was one of his active codes. He must have recognized it and believed I was a willing participant. He thought I was joining him. You were playing a game, Anna realized, with a man who was playing an entirely different one. You were testing for a mole. He was staging a coup. And he would have succeeded, Khalid said. He would have taken the honeypot, and while I was busy tracking it, his real team, the handlers you spotted, were going to use Marcus's voice print to drain the perpetual fund. They were going to take everything. Billions. But you knew the real code. He stepped closer. The Blue Alpha protocol. Only a Section 7 analyst would know that. It's not in any file. It's a legacy code, passed by word of mouth. It was my partner's fail-safe, Anna said, her voice tight with memory. He created it. And you used it. You saved my fortune, not the 50 million. The real one. The one that funds hospitals and research and other things. He stopped in front of her. So, Anna Sterling, ghost of Section 7, you have a problem. You've just revealed to me that you are alive. And by saving my assets, you have just declared war on Dmitry Sokolov. He will know by now that Blue Alpha was used. He will know it was you. The name hung in the air between them. Dmitry Sokolov. To the world he was a myth, a ghost in the machine who had been credited with toppling 2 governments and destabilizing the economies of 3 more. To Anna, he was a name on a screen, a string of code, and the architect of the worst day of her life. He won't know it was me, Anna said, forcing a confidence she didn't feel. He'll think it was you. He'll think you had a countermeasure he didn't anticipate. Will he? Khalid walked to the window, clasping his hands behind his back. Sokolov knows I am a businessman, not a spy. I build things. He destroys them. He knows I don't deal in legacy codes from defunct British intelligence agencies. No. He will look for the variable. The element that wasn't in his plan. The waitress who served me coffee and spoke in a code that's been dead for 3 years. He turned to face her. His people are already compromised. Gregor's team has Marcus and the 2 handlers you spotted. He checked his watch. We are currently decrypting their comms. It won't be long. Anna felt the walls of the penthouse, which had seemed so vast moments before, closing in. She had run for 3 years. She had built a new life from the ashes of the old one, a quiet life, an invisible one, and in 5 minutes she had torn it all down. What do you want? She asked. What I have always wanted, Khalid replied. I want to stop him. You look at me and see a billionaire, a sheikh. You see a man who buys luxury. But the perpetual fund isn't for yachts. It's a defensive fund. It stabilizes economies that men like Sokolov try to break. It's the wall I built to keep the wolves out. And Sokolov is the wolf, Anna finished. He's the wolf. He's been trying to breach my governor algorithm for 5 years. The Damascus incident was his first major attempt. Today was his second. He failed. Because of you. So you're going to let me go, Anna said. It wasn't a question. Khalid laughed. A short, sharp, humorless sound. Let you go? Where? Back to your tiny apartment? Back to polishing glasses? Do you think his reach stops at the doors of this hotel? He had men inside my organization. He had men waiting in the lobby. He probably has the busboy and the concierge on his payroll. You are safe nowhere. He was right. She knew he was right. The paranoia she had lived with for 3 years was suddenly, horribly justified. You have 2 choices, Anna Sterling, Khalid said, his voice dropping. You can walk out that door. Gregor will escort you. You might make it a day. You might make it a week. But he will find you. And this time, he will not leave a ghost. He paused, letting the silence stretch, filled only by the howl of the wind outside. Or, he continued, you can stay. You can have this room. You can have access to a security detail that is loyal to me, not to a government. You can have access to a network that rivals GCHQ. You can have everything you need. In exchange for what? Your mind, Khalid said simply. You're the only person alive who has been inside Sokolov's code and survived. You're the only person who understands his methods. I've been defending. You can teach me how to attack. It was a job offer, a recruitment. He wasn't testing her anymore. I'm not a spy, Anna said, the words tasting like ash. Not anymore. I left. That life is over. Was it? Khalid challenged her. You were a waitress, but your eyes, You scanned the room when you walked in. You identified my security. You clocked Marcus as a threat before he even spoke. You didn't just hear the code, Anna. You were listening for it. You haven't been hiding. You've been dormant, waiting." He was stripping her bare, piece by piece. He saw everything. Suddenly, Gregor's earpiece chirped. He listened, then looked at Khalid. "Sir, the comms are decrypted. We have a location on the primary uplink. It's not local. It's a private server bank in Liechtenstein." Khalid nodded. "As expected." "Sir, there's more," Gregor said, his voice grim. We're picking up a new protocol being initiated from that server. It's not an attack. It's a search query. A dead man's switch protocol. It's searching for one name." Anna's heart stopped. "Anna Sterling," Gregor said. Khalid looked at Anna. His expression was one of grim validation. "He knows. The blue alpha trigger. It was linked to your name, your partner's failsafe. It was a beacon. He knows you're alive. He knows you're here." The penthouse, once a fortress, now felt like a trap. "The choice is still yours," Khalid said. "But the clock is running." Anna stared at the holographic display, which Gregor had just activated. It showed a rapidly scrolling log of the Liechtenstein server's activity. The search query was relentless, pinging networks, cross-referencing databases, looking for any digital footprint for Anna Sterling. She was no longer a ghost. She was a target. "How long?" Anna asked, her voice pure ice. The fear was gone, replaced by a cold, familiar rage. "Sokolov is meticulous," Khalid said. "He won't move until he has confirmation, but he'll get it. He'll check flight manifests from 3 years ago, staffing records for high-security locations. He'll find you. A day, maybe 2. "I'm not a field agent," Anna said, turning to him. "I was an analyst. I don't carry a gun. I fight with data." "And that," Khalid said, "is precisely what I need." He gestured to the room. "This penthouse is more than a suite. It's a command center. Behind that wall," he pointed to a sheet of brushed steel, "is a server that mirrors the perpetual fund. It has a quantum-level AI running diagnostics 24/7. It's the most secure financial fortress on Earth." "And Sokolov almost broke it," Anna stated. "He almost bypassed it," Khalid corrected. "He didn't try to break the governor algorithm. He tried to steal it. He used Marcus to authorize a transfer, to use the key. He wants the key itself." "Why?" Anna asked. "If he has the fund, why does he need the key?" "Because the perpetual fund isn't just money," Khalid said, his voice low. "It's data. Decades of my family's investments, my strategies, my contacts. It's a predictive economic model. With that algorithm, he wouldn't just be able to steal from the market. He'd be able to control it. He could predict and trigger the next global recession. He could start wars. The money is secondary. The algorithm, the governor, is the weapon." Anna finally understood the stakes. It wasn't about a billionaire protecting his wealth. It was about a rogue state-level actor trying to acquire a weapon of mass economic destruction. "And you were the only thing that stopped him," Khalid said. "The one variable he could never have predicted." Anna looked at the search query again. Anna Sterling. Anna Sterling. Anna Sterling. She had spent 3 years running from this man. She had lived in poverty, in fear, her every day a grey shadow of her former life. All because of him. All because he had destroyed her world. The user's preference for karma and justice resonated in her mind. This wasn't just a job offer. It was a chance to stop running, a chance to fight back. "You're wrong," Anna said. Khalid paused. "About what?" "About the target." Anna walked toward the holographic display, her mind finally working at its full capacity. The fog of the last 3 years was burning away. You said it yourself. Sokolov is meticulous. He's been planning this for years. He compromised Marcus. He set up the Red 12 protocol. He had handlers in place. This was a flawless operation. Until you, Khalid agreed. No, Anna said. That's the problem. It's too flawless. Sokolov never puts all his eggs in one basket. He would never rest his entire plan on a compromised asset like Marcus. Marcus was a pawn, yes, but not for the main attack. Khalid's eyes widened slightly. He was following her logic. The Basel shipment, Anna mused. The $50 million honeypot you lost. You didn't lose it. He wanted you to track it. He wanted you to activate your Blue Alpha protocol. He wanted you to lock down the governor algorithm. Why? Gregor asked, stepping forward. Why would he want us to lock our own system? Because, Anna said, her fingers flying across the holographic keyboard, bringing up system architecture files she shouldn't have been able to access. When a system like this initiates an emergency lockdown, what's the one thing it does? Khalid answered, his voice dawning with horror. It severs all external connections. It creates an air gap, a digital fortress. Exactly, Anna said. A fortress. And what does a fortress do? It protects what's inside, but it also traps what's inside. She brought up a new screen. A diagnostic. He wasn't trying to steal the governor algorithm, Khalid. Not today. He was trying to plant something. While you were busy watching Marcus and the Basel transfer, his real attack was something else. He's not trying to get in. She hit one final key. A line of red code appeared in the diagnostic. A sleeper virus. He's been in for weeks, Anna whispered. He's been waiting. The Red 12 authorization from Marcus wasn't to start the theft. It was to arm the virus. And your Blue Alpha lockdown, that was the final trigger. The virus was designed to activate only when the system was air-gapped, when it was cut off from all help. It's a logic bomb, Anna said, her face pale. It's not stealing the governor algorithm. It's corrupting it. It's rewriting your predictive model. When you bring your system back online, it will feed you corrupted data. You'll think you're stabilizing markets, but you'll be destabilizing them. You'll be doing his work for him. You'll become the wolf. The room was dead silent. The Sheikh's entire fortune, his life's work, was a weapon pointed at his own head, and he had just pulled the trigger. The implications of Anna's discovery settled over the room like a shroud. Khalid's face was pale. His composure, usually as unshakable as the mountain outside his window, had finally cracked. He had been outmaneuvered, outthought. He planned for me to win, Khalid breathed, his voice raw with a new, cold fury. He knew I'd catch Marcus. He counted on me locking the system down. He used my own security against me. He just didn't count on me, Anna said. Her voice was no longer that of a waitress, a ghost, or a victim. It was the voice of Section 7's best analyst, the voice of a woman who had been through the fire and had nothing left to burn. He knows I'm alive now, but he doesn't know I'm here. He thinks his virus is safe inside your air-gapped system. He thinks he's won. He's probably celebrating. Can it be stopped? Gregor asked. His hand was no longer on his earpiece. It was on the grip of the pistol beneath his jacket. It was the only way he knew how to solve a problem. Not with a gun, Gregor, Anna said, her eyes already scanning the holographic interface. This is my world, not yours. She was already moving, shedding her coat and backpack, discarding them on the plush carpet. The waitress was gone. The analyst had taken her place. She sat in the high-backed leather chair at the main console. It felt more familiar than any bed she'd slept in for 3 years. She looked at Khalid. I need full admin rights, not your guest access. I need your access, the root credentials. Now. Khalid didn't hesitate. He walked to the console, placed his thumb on a biometric scanner, and then spoke a long passphrase in Arabic. The system chirped. A message flashed. Administrator override. Al-Fahim. It's yours, he said. Get me your technical lead, Anna commanded, her fingers already a blur, moving through firewalls and directories, her mind mapping the system architecture she was seeing for the first time. The one who built this, the real architect of the governor. I need to know the core language, the patch history, and every vulnerability he's ever worried about. And get me a direct, secure line to the Zurich exchange. Now. Why Zurich? Khalid asked, already keying a number into his phone. Because this virus is a logic bomb, Anna explained, not looking up. It's set to detonate, to finish its corruption, when the system reconnects to the outside world. Its trigger will be the first data packet it receives from the Zurich exchange's morning pulse. That's in... A timer appeared on her screen. 6 hours, she said, her voice grim. We can just keep it offline, Gregor suggested. Indefinitely. No, Anna snapped. It's a smart virus. It's his signature. If it doesn't receive the Zurich packet by its deadline, its secondary protocol will activate. Self-destruction. It will erase the governor algorithm completely. It will wipe your entire life's work. It's a dead man's switch. Sokolov doesn't just want to win. He wants to ensure you lose. He either corrupts the data or he destroys it. Either way, he wins. Dr. Jovan is on the line, Ms. Sterling, Khalid said, patching a call through to the main display. A man's face materialized on the screen. He looked like he'd been woken from a dead sleep. He was in his 50s, with intelligent, panicked eyes and thinning grey hair. Sheikh, what is this? My whole system is on lockdown. I'm blind. Aris, this is Anna Sterling. She is in command of the Governor Protocol. You will answer every one of her questions as if it were me asking. Your system is compromised. We have 6 hours to save it. Dr. Oris Jovan looked at Anna, a young woman in jeans and a simple black top, sitting at his billion-dollar console with open disbelief. Who? I don't, Dr. Jovan, Anna cut him off, her voice like a scalpel. I don't have time for your ego. Sokolov's logic bomb is already inside the air gap. He used Marcus's authorization and my old Blue Alpha code as a 2-key trigger. He's been inside for weeks. Now talk to me. Core language. Is it C++ or a proprietary build? Jovan's academic arrogance vanished, replaced by dawning horror. Sokolov, it's proprietary, based on a C++ kernel, but with a quantum entanglement encryption I designed myself. It's unbreachable. It's not, Anna said. Or we wouldn't be having this conversation. He didn't breach it. He was invited in, and now he's holding a gun to its head. I'm going in. Going in? Jovan stammered. You can't. It's a closed loop. The virus will detect you. It will see you as a corruption and detonate. Then I won't go in as me, Anna said. She typed a rapid string of commands, isolating a small, clean partition of the server. I'm creating a ghost partition, a diagnostic tool that mimics your own system's maintenance protocols. I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to... look. The next hour was a blur of digital cat and mouse. Anna, with Jovan as her increasingly panicked guide, navigated the intricate, beautiful code of the governor algorithm. It was, as Jovan had claimed, a work of genius, a living predictive model that inhaled market data and exhaled strategy, and deep in its core she found the virus. It wasn't a script. It was a creature, a digital parasite that had wrapped itself around the governor's primary heartbeat function, the very code that allowed it to learn. "My God," Jovan whispered, watching her screen feed. It's learning from the governor. It's not just waiting to corrupt. It's evolving." "It's a hunter," Anna said. Her eyes narrowed. "It's sampling the code, learning to mimic it. By the time it detonates, it won't just corrupt the algorithm, it will become the algorithm. You'll never be able to tell the difference. Sokolov won't just be feeding you bad data. He'll be you." She tried to wall it off, to erect a digital firewall. The moment she did, the virus reacted. A red warning flashed on her screen. "Warning, self-destruct protocol accelerated. To minus 002 Wenzo Rakot, Row. "No!" Anna yelled, slamming the undo command. The timer reverted. "It's got a proximity trigger. If we try to isolate it, it kills itself. It's a stalemate. We can't touch it." "It's over," Jovan said, sinking his head into his hands. "He's won. It's too perfect." "It's not perfect," Anna said, leaning back. Her mind was racing. "It's too perfect. Sokolov is arrogant. He believes he's the smartest man in any room. He planned for you, Aris. He planned for a conventional defense. He didn't plan for me." "What are you doing?" Khalid asked. Anna was typing again, but not in the governor system. She was in the hotel's external security mainframe. "I'm checking Sokolov's other front. He knows Blue Alpha was triggered. He knows it was me. He's been searching for Anna Sterling for hours. What happens when that search stops?" Khalid's blood ran cold. "It means he's found her." Gregor's earpiece chirped. He listened, his granite face tightening. "Sir," Gregor said, his voice deadly calm. "Hotel security reports an anomaly, a gas leak in the sub-basement. They're trying to evacuate the building." Anna didn't even look up from her screen. "There is no gas leak. Check the pressure monitors for sub-level 3. They're offline. He's not trying to evacuate the building, Khalid. He's trying to evacuate this room. He sent a physical team." "Why?" Khalid demanded. "He's already won the digital fight." "Because he's arrogant. But he's not stupid," Anna shot back, her mind finally seeing the whole picture. The Blue Alpha code. It spooked him. He's not sure of his victory anymore. He's not sure what I'm doing in here. So, he's falling back on a blunt force attack. His team isn't here to kill us. She pointed to the timer. They're here to cut the power. A hard reboot. They're going to force the self-destruct. If he can't have the governor, he'll make damn sure I can't either. Khalid looked at Gregor. He didn't need to give an order. "I will hold them," Gregor said. It was a simple statement of fact. He drew his weapon, checked the magazine, and moved toward the private elevator. "Dr. Jovan, lock down this elevator. No one comes up. No one." "And Gregor," Anna called out, just as the doors were sliding shut. "They're not soldiers, they're cleaners. They'll be disguised as hotel maintenance or a hazmat team. Look for the ones who don't belong." Gregor just nodded. The doors closed. "Sir," Anna said, turning to Khalid. "He's just given me the idea." "What idea?" "He's trying to force a hard reboot. He's trying to kill the system. What if we let him?" Jovan's head snapped up. "Are you insane? It will self-destruct." "No," Anna said, a wild, dangerous light in her eyes. "It will think it's self-destructing. We're not going to kill it, Aris. We're going to lie to it." "He's built a perfect trap," Anna explained, her fingers flying. "So, we're not going to try and escape it. We're going to build a new cage right next to it. A sandbox. Aris, I need you to copy the governor's core, a perfect, one-to-one clone. But with one critical flaw. I need the heartbeat function to be incomplete, a digital goat to sacrifice. Clone the governor? Jovan was aghast. That would take days. You don't have days, Anna yelled. You have minutes. You're the architect. You have the blueprints. Just create the shell of it, a hollow version that looks and smells like the real thing. I need to lure the virus out of the real governor and into our sandbox. How? We're going to trigger the Zurich pulse, now. But it's not time. We're going to fake the Zurich pulse. We'll feed it directly to the governor. The virus will think it's go time. It will lunge for the pulse to begin its corruption. But we're going to redirect that lunge. We'll sever the connection to the real governor and connect it to our fake one. The virus will leap, thinking it's taking over the castle, but it will land in a prison we built just for it. It was insane. It was brilliant. It was their only shot. Khalid, Anna said, I need you to get the Zurich exchange on the line. I need the exact authentication key for their morning pulse, the one they're sending in 50 minutes. I need it now. Khalid was on the phone, his voice a low, commanding growl. The penthouse was silent, save for the frantic tapping of keyboards as Anna and Jovan built their digital trap. The only other sound was the faint thump. Thump. Thump from the stairwell, audible even through the reinforced concrete as Gregor's team engaged Sokolov's cleaners. It's done, Jovan breathed, sweat beading on his forehead. The sandbox is built. It's a perfect shell. Hollow. Empty. But it will look real to the virus. Good, Anna said. Khalid? I have it, Khalid said, reading a 128-character string from his phone. I'm prepping the fake pulse, Anna said. It's armed. Aris on my mark. You sever the governor's internal connection to the virus. The second you do, I'm firing the pulse. The virus will be in the air for less than a microsecond. We have to catch it. This is madness, Jovan whispered. Ready, Anna said. 3, 2, 1. Mark. Jovan hit the command. On Anna's screen, the parasite's tendrils recoiled as if from an electric shock as their connection to the governor was cut. The virus was momentarily blind, trapped. Firing fake pulse, Anna yelled. She sent the signal. The virus leapt. It sensed the pulse, its primary trigger. It launched itself, a torrent of malicious code, towards the signal. But the governor was gone. In its place was Jovan's sandbox. Anna watched, her heart in her throat, as the red mass of code flooded the hollow shell. It was a perfect fit. Slam the door, she screamed. Jovan initiated the lockdown protocol. Digital walls of encrypted firewalls slammed shut around the sandbox. On her screen, Anna saw the virus, trapped in the new partition, detonate. It began its corruption, just as it was designed to. But it was corrupting nothing. It was devouring a hollow, useless, empty shell. A green light flashed on Anna's console. The real governor. System status. Clean. Integrity. 100%. It's clean, Jovan whispered, tears in his eyes. My God, the governor is intact. You did it. Anna let out a breath she felt like she'd been holding for 3 years. The real Zurich pulse was about to arrive. The elevator doors hissed open. Gregor stumbled in. He was bruised, his suit was torn, and there was a gash on his forehead. But he was alive. Team is neutralized, he said, breathing heavily. We're clear. They were good. But they opened a hard line from the basement. They weren't just trying to cut the power. They were trying to exfiltrate the virus after it activated. The line is still open. It connects directly to the Liechtenstein server. Khalid looked at Anna. What about the virus? What do we do with it? Just delete it? Anna looked at the trapped, raging virus in the sandbox. She looked at the blinking icon that represented the open, outgoing hardline to Liechtenstein. She looked at the timer. A slow, cold, dangerous smile spread across her face, the kind of smile that promised karma. "He used red 12 as a beacon to find me," Anna said, her fingers moving again, this time with a deadly, surgical precision. "He wanted to turn your system into a weapon. He wanted his governor. Fine, he can have it." "What are you doing?" Jovan asked, horrified. "I'm not deleting it," Anna said. "I'm adding a present. He sent me a logic bomb. I'm sending him a tracer, a little piece of me." She wasn't just trapping the virus. She was piggybacking her own code onto it, a ghost of her own, a tiny, invisible beacon that would ride the hard line all the way back to its source. "He went to all this trouble to find Anna Sterling," she murmured. "It's only polite to reply." At the exact moment the real Zurich pulse hit the real governor, Anna hit the enter key. She opened the sandbox's outgoing firewall and attached it to the hard line. The trapped, corrupted, and now infected virus, sensing an exit, shot down the line, a digital bullet aimed straight back at its creator. On her main screen, the governor algorithm accepted the real Zurich pulse. The entire system flashed from red to a brilliant, stable green. System online. Stable. Silence. The penthouse was quiet. The storm outside had passed. The first weak light of dawn was breaking over the lake. Gregor was leaning against the wall, getting medical instructions over his earpiece. Dr. Jovan was staring at his screen, weeping silently with relief. Khalid Al-Fahim stood by the window, watching the sunrise. He turned to Anna. She looked exhausted, but her eyes were alive, burning with an intensity he had never seen. You sent it back to him," Khalid said, a note of awe in his voice. Anna stood up, stretching, her joints popping. "He wanted the algorithm. I sent him a corrupted, useless, and very loud version of it. He'll be trying to scrub my code out of his servers for the next 6 months." She walked to the window and stood beside him, looking out at the new day. "And now," she said, her voice a soft, dangerous whisper, "now I have a back door. Now I know where he is. The hunt is over, Khalid. But not for me. For him." The dynamic had shifted. The prey, cornered and hunted for 3 years, had just become the hunter. Khalid looked at the woman who had served him coffee just hours before. The ghost, the waitress, the analyst. "Your job as a waitress is over," Khalid said. "Your new one has just begun." The battle for the Al-Fahim fortune wasn't fought with guns. It was fought in a language of code and firewalls, with billions of dollars hanging on every single keystroke. Anna, the ghost of Section 7, was no longer running. She was fighting back, using the very system her enemy tried to corrupt. But Dmitry Sokolov is still out there. And now, he knows exactly who he's up against. This wasn't the end of the war. It was just the first explosive battle. The trap is set. But who is the hunter? And who is the prey? If you want to find out what happens next in Anna's story, let me know in the comments. This story was a beast, and your support means everything. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the drama, and please share this with someone who loves a good twist. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. We post new stories every week, and you won't want to miss the next part. Thank you for listening.